Tonight, police appealing for witnesses over the theft of a car in Wallaroo, and a warning issued over a spike in parvovirus cases in the Upper Spencer Gulf.
From our 7 Spencer Gulf studios, your nightly news with John Hunt begins now.
Good evening. An elderly couple has escaped injury after their home was broken into and their car stolen. While the vehicle has since been found, police are calling for anyone with information to come forward. Reporter Katrina Musson has more.
Police are investigating a break-in at a Wallaroo home after an elderly couple was threatened by an intruder who stole their car. It was around 1:30 yesterday morning when a man armed with a knife broke into a house on Harbison Road.
Entered via the back door and threatened the couple with a knife. He then ransacked the house, stealing their 2018 red Kluger station wagon and stole a mobility scooter from the back shed.
The vehicle, with registration S297CDO, was seen heading south on the Augusta Highway near Snowtown at about 7:20 yesterday morning, then near Two Wells at around 8:30. It was found north of Moonta around 6:50 last night and was towed for forensic examination. The mobility scooter has also been recovered. The man and woman were not injured. Police are urging residents not to be concerned. However, they are reminding everyone to secure valuables and lock up their homes.
Unfortunately, from time to time, incidents such as home invasions do occur. We actually ask members of the public to take responsibility for their own safety as well, by when they leave the house, by locking the doors, and if they're at home at night time, again to secure your premises so it keeps you safe.
Anyone with information or dashcam footage is being asked to contact Crime Stoppers.
And police today continued their search for missing man Jeffrey Beaton. He was last seen at his home in the Eyre Peninsula town of Cleve at around 9:30 Saturday evening. Jeffrey was described as being 168 centimetres tall, stocky build and short hair, wearing jeans, a flannelette shirt and a jumper. Police say concerns were held for his welfare as he suffers from a medical condition. RSPCA centres throughout the Spencer Gulf are reporting an increased number of dogs with parvovirus. They're urging pet owners to book their dogs in for vaccinations to protect them from the life-threatening disease.
A small price to pay to protect our best friends. Parvovirus is an illness that causes dogs to suffer from severe vomiting and diarrhoea, with the Upper Spencer Gulf currently on alert.
We always have some cases come up around this time of year, and they are always in those areas with low vaccination rates. Whyalla and the surrounding area are among South Australia's parvovirus hotspots.
Puppies and adolescent dogs most at risk, with the disease attacking the body's intestinal tract and bone marrow. Whyalla Council says the city's vets are battling through a surge in cases.
We have had the vets contact us to let us know that it has been quite rampant in Whyalla at the moment. Seems to be around the Whyalla-Stewart area, around Stewart High. This is where they seem to have a lot of the dogs coming in with parvo.
Experts say the viral disease is spread by contact with contaminated faeces that is left on the street or carried by a dog's paws and fur. The virus can be invisible, living on the surfaces of kennels, on people's hands or shared items.
It also means that it's very easily brought into your home on your clothes and shoes.
Experts say vaccinating young dogs promptly gives them a fighting chance. Edward McCarroll, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Just one new case of COVID-19 has been recorded in far west New South Wales today. The single new infection is in Broken Hill, bringing the total active cases in the city to 52. Meanwhile, the 70% double dose mark could be officially reached as early as tomorrow.
So thank you very much, everybody, for your ongoing terrific efforts in coming forward to get vaccinated. It's really pleasing to see such high coverage.
New exposure sites have been identified in Broken Hill and Menindee. Visit the New South Wales Government website for the full list. And New South Wales now has a new Deputy Premier. Minister for Regional Transport and Roads Paul Toole winning the Nationals leadership contest, earning 15 votes against Water Minister Melinda Pavey, who received just 3. Minister for Mental Health and Women Bronnie Taylor was voted in as the new deputy leader. The Upper House MP is the first female to hold the position. Furious locals are calling for the Lower Eyre Peninsula District Council to provide access for vehicles onto a local beach. Their call comes after the beach's only remaining access point was closed earlier in the year.
North Shields locals reaching the end of their tether. Access for motorists to the town's beach still closed.
It's left the four-wheel drivers in a, well, what you say, a tether, I suppose. Didn't give them any access to the beach whatsoever.
Council erecting the signs at the North Shields boat ramp on July 30. The council's CEO says the issues date back to 2017.
There have been complaints from beachgoers, residents around safety concerns and also environmental impact.
Local resident Ernie Squires has been using the beach for years. He says access for motor vehicles is an important local tradition.
Well, they do. Like in the summertime when it's time to spend time with your children and that and go for a picnic and that, people love that end of the beachway up there.
The council says it's still waiting for approval to develop an alternate access point from the Coastal Protection Board.
Pursuing the application, and we're hoping to come out with a win-win solution for everybody.
Mr. Squires says the petition he has started is gathering support.
That's going well, and we've put hard copies, written copies, into the fisher shops in town in Port Lincoln.
Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Still to come tonight, Tunarama to return for its 60th anniversary in 2022. And Uniting Country helping Port Pirie's vision-impaired community keep up with the news. Welcome back. Police are investigating the theft of a trailer from a commercial property at Wallaroo. It's alleged the trailer was stolen after entry was gained to a yard on Cresco Road between the close of business on September 30 and 8 a.m. the following morning. Meanwhile, a red Gopher mobility scooter was stolen from the Maruna Hotel in Wallaroo between 8 Saturday night and 1:40 on Sunday afternoon.
We don't find any links between the red mobility scooter taken from the Maruna Hotel and the home invasion from Halverson Road, but we are following those line of inquiries.
Anyone with information is asked to contact Crime Stoppers. A driver has lost his licence after being caught speeding on the Lincoln Highway last week. At around 8 on Friday morning, patrols detected a Holden sedan travelling at 150 kilometres an hour in a 110 zone. Inquiries revealed the driver held a provisional licence and was limited to driving 100 kilometres per hour. He received a $2,295 fine and lost his licence for 6 months. One of Port Lincoln's favourite events will return to the city in 2022. The iconic Tunarama Festival is set to thrill locals and visitors early next year, with the event also celebrating a special milestone.
One of South Australia's most recognisable festivals is getting ready to return. The 60th edition of Port Lincoln's Tunarama will run from the 21st to the 23rd of January next year.
The area of Port Lincoln, should be very proud that they've managed to keep this thing going for this long because it's run entirely on volunteer power.
A number of crowd favourite events will return to the festival. The famous tuna, salmon and prawn toss will move to Centenary Oval to satisfy COVID requirements.
And yes, we've moved everything else up to Centenary because a lot of the new rules and regulations require you to fence in everything that you're doing.
However, the town parade and the fireworks won't happen due to restrictions. Despite that, organisers are determined to put on the festival to remember.
As close as we can be sure, we're going to keep ploughing ahead until someone tells us to stop.
While acknowledging it will be slightly different to previous years, organisers are encouraging the public to get behind the much-loved event.
Yes, it will look a bit different, but so does the world. But we are getting something happening, and I think that's the most important thing, that we're not going to have another year of no Tunarama.
Dylan Smith, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Spencer Golf Sports Clubs are now eligible to apply for a share of more than $1 million in funding from the state government. The Active Club program will help sporting teams acquire equipment and assist in running programs.
Taking time to inspect one of the premier sporting grounds in the Spencer Gulf. The Recreation and Sports Minister visiting Whyalla today to have a look at the facilities on offer at Bennett Oval.
To have a look at the playing surface, the change rooms here, the lights that they've got. They've done a really great job, and I know the community is loving this, and we're really proud to have partnered and invested in this project with local government.
Mr Wingard also announcing the 50th round of the Active Club program. Clubs can apply for up to $3,000 to purchase sporting equipment. The state government putting more than $1 million on the table.
We're encouraging all clubs to get involved, and this is a way just to put a bit of a cash injection back into sports clubs that have done it so tough through COVID, to help out juniors and volunteers, those sorts of people as well.
The funding shaping up as a much-needed cash injection. Many teams across the region have felt the financial and logistical impact of COVID. For the North Whyalla Football Club, the uncertainty has caused a 10% revenue drop.
As you know, further changing rules and restrictions, we're planning to have this go on for at least 5 years, I would imagine.
Applications are open from today. Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Uniting Countries South Australia has recently taken on volunteers and clients of Paper Talk, providing audio copies of the local paper to the vision impaired. The new partnership now looking to grow, hoping to include a broader range of people.
Getting your local paper, but through an audio version. Uniting Country SA partnering with Paper Talk, a group of 13 volunteers who read the Port Pirie Recorder for clients across the town. It provides an opportunity for visually impaired people to keep up with the news.
We do have a couple of clients who are ex-Port Pirians and they now live in Adelaide, so we're able to post it out to them.
While Paper Talk has been around for almost 30 years, this new partnership is aimed at growing the service. So far, it has 5 clients, but there's plans to include those who may have low literacy skills or who can't access it due to a disability or illness.
Instead of limiting this service to those who were legally blind, we opened it up to anyone who struggled to read the newspaper.
Uniting Country also providing new radios and SD cards, with a goal of reaching 30 new clients by the end of the year.
But we're hoping that once the publicity gets out there and people know that it's available for anybody, not just people who are visually impaired, then it will snowball and get out there.
They're also seeking volunteers. Anyone interested can contact Uniting Country. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us. Whyalla residents urged to get their cats registered. And Broken Hill landmarks go pink to support Breast Cancer Awareness Month. For many owners, losing their cat can be a devastating time, especially if it's unregistered. Whyalla City Council wants to change that through a statewide competition, where owners can win a prize by simply registering their cat.
It's a perfect solution for a problem facing many councils across the Spencer Gulf, as they question how to encourage cat owners to register their furry friend. The answer? A monthly prize draw for people who take the initiative.
So they're drawing the competition once a month. So it does end in November, so they'll have one this month and one next month, but it's just a little sort of fun incentive to get a few more cats registered with DACO.
The prize is a $70 RSPCA voucher, with the competition run by the state's Dog and Cat Board. It's an incentive the Whyalla City Council hopes will spark an uptake of registrations.
I reckon we've probably got about 1,000 registered cats, where we've probably got about 4,000 registered dogs. And I know there's a lot more than 1,000 cats out in Whyalla.
Registrations help not just councils, but also animal welfare groups like the RSPCA, who can then quickly reunite lost cats with their worried owners.
When those cats come to us, they might have a loving owner somewhere, but unless that owner comes to us, we don't know who they are because we can't track that cat.
More information on how to enter can be found on the Dog and Cat Board's website. Mark Zeta, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
The Broken Hill Regional Art Gallery is now available to anyone, with its collection digitalised. More than 2,000 works were photographed in a $400,000 project funded by the state government.
To make it more accessible to more people, and certainly globally, there's nothing that will beat digitalisation.
The gallery has been closed since lockdown, with no reopening date confirmed.
I understand they're looking at opening up the shop at least, but we'll keep everybody informed.
The collection can be viewed on their website. Meanwhile, Broken Hill locals are encouraged to bring some colour to their lives, with the city turning pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Local landmarks lit up in solidarity for those who are battling the disease.
The Silver City painted pink, the Town Hall facade and Civic Centre lit up in a sight to sweep people off their feet. Simple gestures showing cancer patients and survivors they're not alone.
It's a full month of October. It's painting our town pink. It's creating awareness for breast cancer, and it's being there to support the breast cancer survivors.
Around 20,000 Aussies are diagnosed with breast cancer each year. Lockdowns and border restrictions making cancer battles even more difficult and in some cases lonely.
It is a tough time, not just for the cancer patients, but also their families as well.
Also to remind people to go and have your mammogram, to be tested, the support that is there.
More than $200,000 has been raised by the Broken Hill Breast Cancer Support Group over the years, all of which stays in the community. While there's no rosettes or pop-up store this year, locals can still show their support or donate.
And we do encourage everybody to paint the town pink, get out there, change your light globes, put some pink ribbons around.
Lachlan Ittis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. We will check the region's fuel prices. And Ruby Kamane will join us with a look at the latest weather forecast. Hello again. Those returning from the school holidays will feel the pinch, with fuel prices rising across the region. Lachlan Ittis has the details in Fuel Watch.
The only way is up. It's not just a catchy tune, but the reality for drivers filling up before the weekend. Starting with unleaded, and it's another week full of red arrows. The price increases are pretty consistent, anywhere between ½ cent and 2 cents. Port Pirie and Kadina are the star children once again. They're both $1.51 a litre. On the other side of the Gulf, Whyalla is middle of the road at $1.53 a litre. Port Lincoln $1.54. Port Augusta rounding out the pack, sitting just under $1.56. Over the border, and Broken Hill has smashed that $1.60 barrier. But from Monday, we can, of course, road trip across regional areas and catch up with family and friends, so it's short-term pain for long-term gain. Over to diesel, where the numbers change but the story remains the same. The Yorke Peninsula is the place to be, with Kadina and Port Pirie at either end of $1.48 a litre. You're looking at $1.52 in Whyalla. Port Lincoln has seen the biggest jump, up 2 cents to $1.53 a litre. Broken Hill edging closer to $1.60 here as well, but for now it's just under $1.59. Finally to Autogas, and after some unusual price movements of late, things are looking a bit more promising. Whyalla has dropped back down to 93 cents a litre after that huge jump last week, reclaiming the cheapest price. Port Augusta also seeing a drop of 1 cent to $1.04 a litre. Port Pirie has seen a 2 cent increase to $1.07, and prices in Broken Hill going up a bit more than that margin to $1.01. Port Lincoln and Kadina are unchanged. Now remember that these prices are the regional averages and do not reflect any one particular outlet. And if you do spot unleaded, diesel or Autogas cheaper, be sure to let us know on our Facebook page.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather across the Spencer Gulf and Broken Hill. With all the details, here's Ruby Kamane.
Thanks, John, and good evening. Bit of a mixed bag of conditions across the Gulf and Broken Hill today. From 3 p.m, Port Lincoln was cloudy and 21, Broken Hill 27, Cooper Pedy 28. Port Augusta and Whyalla top 32, a degree cooler in Port Pirie, Adelaide 25, Kadina partly cloudy 26 and Woodner 29. Taking a look at the satellite image now. Cloud crossing northern and eastern SA with the trough is generating patchy rain and thunderstorms, mainly in the northeast. Cloud forming in the south near a blustery colder change is bringing isolated showers, mainly light. Skies are mostly clear in the far west in dry winds. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Winds north to northeasterly 15 knots, seas at around 1 metre. Swells south to southwesterly 1 to 1.5 metres. 18 in Port Lincoln, Cleve a degree warmer, Woodner 21. Whyalla mostly sunny 19, Port Augusta 21, Kadina 18. Port Pirie 20, Clare 16 degrees, 21 in Broken Hill. Taking a look further through the week now, partly cloudy across those southern cities on Friday, sunny everywhere else, Woodner and Broken Hill 27, Port Augusta 29. Rain is on the way on Saturday, 21 in Kadina and Woodner, Cooper Pedy a max of 32 degrees. Cooling down on Sunday with temperatures in the mid to high teens, Broken Hill and Kadina 18, Adelaide and Whyalla 17, 19 in Port Pirie, Port Augusta, Woodner and Cooper Pedy. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. It's back to you, John.
Thanks for that, Ruby. And that's the local news this Wednesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later, and we will be back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.